Stolas, Stolos, Stomas, Solas, Etheliel, or whatever you call it. The chant HGLOLH. Second word IZNVX. Third word ERZHZ. Fourth word LM. Final word XZ. Halal is Navux ears has lumxes. Hangalal 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 is Navux ears has lumxes. Some may say that 36 times. And if you follow the Church of Hermetic Sciences, it may be 29 times. And switching with Ashtaroth. And that does make sense in a way, but having Baal Berith next to Asheroth, that makes more sense. Astaroth, or however you pronounce it. There's variations in the original. And after that, some may just say such things instead of playing musical instruments until you change your state of being. Great and they say it is a great and powerful prince over 26 legions, appearing as the raven than a man, teaching astronomy, herbs, and stones, the virtues thereof. And I say it looks more like an owl, and other people say, well, a night raven is an owl. And speaking of owls, rather than the eye in the triangle, is the symbol of the Illuminati. The Illuminati would carry a little thing, a little medallion with an owl on it and a bunch of things. But anyways, I made that video and put in the conspiracy list. The Bohemian Grove also look up to the owl as their symbol. But is it a symbol, or is it the prince and prelate over these orders? I mean, secretly at least, not in any of the established literature. Some may say that as some sort of slander or something. So I'm just throwing out the question there. James Donahue says it arrives in a dark triangular vessel and descends in a smaller vessel. And it can black out the view of stars in the sky on a clear night. Well, if it influences your psyche or shows you in the spirit, even beyond the psyche, in the spirit, or your spirit kind of moves into that, yeah, stars in the sky move out. You could even fully engage in your regular life and have these spiritual visions. I remember I was walking, I even made it home quicker. And in the middle of this, there was like this being that with this, and they laid down this cards, and it didn't interfere with what I was physically doing. I was like doing both at the same time. But anyways, so Michael W. Ford says it teaches natural science and natural magic. The symbol is preferred to be in tin, clay, or wood. I don't remember if it's one of the ones that I saw there. I mean, I made my collection of clay symbols. I didn't have enough money to pay for to make a whole set at the time, but I made a couple dozen of them at least. Stephanie Connolly says that it can be for natural philosophy and for keeping information from spreading. Little Doom Witch says the raven symbolizes hidden wisdom and darker realms. And yes, some of these things, they come because of the way that you set up your conscious, or the way that society or the material world is working right now, and that's how these spiritual realities are going to be known. But they're real manifestations. It's not just symbolic, but there can be symbolism there, particularly in what else it shows you. So, VK Jehannam. Vicky Katacha? No, I don't remember what his real one. Anyways, he says that its numbers are 45, 91, 67, 83, 47, 96. That it's a day demon. That its numbers are also 186 and 651. If you look at that variation right there of the symbol, it looks like a Marcosius variation. And being a Marcosius variation, remember what I said about Marduk the day before, about the weapon of Marduk fighting Tiamat in the myth are these creatures on the doors? I don't remember how much I said about that, but I'm not going to go into that more. But anyway, celery seed, gamastic, and so of earth and air. And it was the first to show VK Jehannam direct interest in him, as in even contacting another, before he did evocation, contacting another medium. And, flax, Jupiter and Venus. And, okay. So, scents that would be perfect to use. Or you can just use a blue candle. Blue candles are good too, or green candle. Again, the Venus attribute to switch with Astaroth. Or it could be like a male version of Astaroth. You're going to think it that way. Agrimony, balm of Gilead, cedar, copal, hyssop, lilac, juniper, lemon balm. Great plant, grows all over the place eventually, and you can flavor fruit juice. You can have it all winter. Prevent stomach aches, and it's good for you in different ways. But anyways, linden, meadowsweet, nutmeg, oak, plantain, psyllium, woodbetony. So a B through C of the minors would be the traditional Jupiter music. B flat, mode 1, and Lydia would be the O and A interpretation. People say in any hour of the day. I like to do all the Goetia related exorcisms and whatnot starting in the evening. You know, it can go hours, but that is when I liked to do those things. But no big surprise. There's a divergence between the scientific sound and the otherwise, because 183.58 hertz is an F sharp in the 36th octave, and 86.05 over 172.1 beats per minute, 436.6 hertz over 440 hertz, minus 13.3 centimeters. And in the Pseudomonarchia Daemonum, it's the 69th. In Castlevania, Stolas tries to stop Soma Cruz from achieving what he wants to achieve in the top floor of the castle. And Megami Tensei, it's of the Futenchi race. It's of the lower and weaker ranks, appearing sort of bluish in that thing, but it's listed as one of the devil's children. And definitely in the theological sense, just like in the video that I did the other day, well, Jesus saying he was the son, the people saying that he was the son of God, well, that was a figure of speech that also meant attached to the house of worship, and therefore a very good Satanist, whether it be a jinn or whether it be a human being, well, maybe good's not the right word, but these were spoken of as the devil's children. It doesn't mean they were literally his children. But of course, those two things were video games here. Gehenna says that it's towards the knowledge of the Grigori. The Grigori's, sort of a Gnostic concept, but aren't the Grigori, doesn't it relate to the Book of Enoch or one of the books of Enoch anyways? Says it regards increase of intuition, psychic protection, gastrointestinal health. Do I need to banish it, or some people might want to, I have indigestion. It's like, well, it's better to prevent yourself now, isn't it? Memorization, the body centers. I like to go beyond this simple idea of the chakras and the 7 centers, the coagular body to the pineal and the pituitary. Covet of the golden seal says it is brown hair, brown eyes, and cream-colored wings, and it appears as an owl or a raven with the vestiges of the remains of the victimized in its beak. And there are a lot of demons apparently that are pretty good for a person's, they're, if people call on things to curse, and there's a lot more entities that will go along with a curse than what one realizes, right? And so I should probably share here the 2011 operation, my experience. Let me make sure I got the right. Okay. Monday the 12th. Okay, I'm gonna, not quite. What day did I do it? Friday the 16th. Yeah, that makes more sense because I am doing this show a bit early, aren't I? Friday the 16th of September, 8:33 to 9 p.m. A colonnade candle symbolizing brightening. And I don't see any special verse selection for this, but so I was absorbed in the situation. Nothing cuts awareness quite. Oh, nothing was in awareness outside of the space where I prayed. A tremendous sense of well-being filled me, and I can't feel, and I could feel followed as I walked around the circle. A sense of pressing down upon me came as I sat, with a rush of euphoria flowing down me. I felt a warmness as I was surrounded by a blue light, except for the spot right before me. Colorful clouds went before me. In that spot, I presume. I felt a rolling over my skin as the pillar nest pilter nest knitter nest. Okay, I don't know. Clouds. I had goosebumps and was pleasantly chilled. I felt something hanging and flying above my head about a foot. Everything grew rather dark, and the air was thick. There was a crackling of the darkness that was visible. It then brightened up, and I closed with the sacrament. I had developed a sacrament around the Goetic rite where I would take the symbol and put it in a bread product, and I'd drink something like, some sort of nut milk or some red juice. So, the blood and the flesh. So, let's see what some of the notes are for the language that I put here. And shuttle is a plant. Shlush is third, threefold. Shalish is a captain. A shalish is a sort of instrument of some sort. Lord, an instrument in general. A measure. Excellent. Prince. There we see our rank. Triangular. There we're seeing something related to what James Donahue had to say. Shalashim is 30. Shalush, 3. Shilush, 3rd. Shalishi, 3rd, 3. Shil, shum, before, past. Thul, scattered, do, run, heap, strength. Thla, spots, spotted, diverse, colors. Clout, lamb. Fool, cast, carry away, send out. Thil, spread, hammered. Muthil, bars. Thush, pounce. Thoosh, swooping down, haste. For a predatory being, that would be a fitting name, now wouldn't it? Lush, lion, need. Leash, lion, kneading. Like pressing the bread. Because cats sometimes play with their prey or kind of weaken their prey over time, I guess. Suth, turn around, rebel, revolter. Sooth, turn aside, turn away. Remember, Suth is part of the word for Satan, by the way. Soul, lift, basket, compare. Slaw, compare, comparable. Sool, ladder. Slew, fly or quail. Isn't this the word for the quail that the Israelites encountered in the desert? Seal, lift, thorn, sut, stir. Shati is drunkenness, warp. Sheet is sit, attire, thorn, garment. Tla is hang, bent. Tli is quiver, tul, hang, rope, declare. Oh, decor. Okay. Tush or tush is successful. Tish is goat. If anybody has seen this being as a goat or thinks of this being as a goat, I would like to know. That'd be interesting for me to find out. Lutz is scorn, interpret, scorner, interpreter, marker, derision, scornful, ambassador. I figure there's a lot of demon spokesmen on behalf of other demons or beings out there. Outs, urge. Let's, scorn, interpret, tongue of trouble, scorning. Suit, close, stirred, persuade, move, set, stir away, entice, provoke, remove. You have Yeshush is old age. Also 610, by the way. Sheesh, marble. Shush, white. Shusha, sixth. Shashi, sixth. Shush, white linen marble, 6. Sheel, drawn out, intact, maybe? Intant? Infant, okay. Shlu, prosper, safety, happy. This is the ancient Aramaic here. It's important to look at the language from the period of this supposed, even though Solomonic magic does not come from the period of the ancient Israelites, it's still important to look at that language, the pre-Hebrew stuff. Well, Ouija boards are more random, and a lot of oracles are random, but yeah, instead of letting your mind go blank, it's probably a safer idea to do something structured. But yeah, you can use whatever comes in is often the thing. Don't think that if you just call on something, it's just going to show up and it's automatically going to be that. You got shuth, scourge, whip, shath, despise, malice, despiteful, despite, shooth, whip, or go round, gone, mariners, rowers, scourge. Remember, shathan may not be a misspelling in those 13 spots in the Bible. It may be intentional, the continual scourge, instead of sathan, meaning the adversary. Yeshuth, extend, hold out. Sheath, or. She, gift. Shul, drawn out, quiet, of, neglect, thought. Cause for. So, sort of a word for karma. Shli, quietly, prosperously. Shlu, neglect, amiss, fail, error. Ashel, tamarisk, grove, tree. Shawl, request, ax, inquire, desire, require, borrow, salute, demand, lent, request, beg. Okay. 2012. So if Florence here interrupts my broadcast, one understands. Or a tornado associated with it, whatever the deal is, the reception hasn't been the best. Oh. That's the variation of the symbol. So, on the 20th of September, oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, the 16th of September again. 8:21 to 9:09 p.m. Verses that I use that aren't in all the variations of the Like The Goetia ritual. Matthew 13:31 through 32. Luke 11:41 through 42. Daniel 2:10 through 11. Hebrews 6:5 and 6 through 12? Or is it 8 through 12? Isaiah 47, 13 through 15. And from Quran 26, 7, 31, 10, 36, 36, 57, 55, 58, 56, 75 through 82, 71, 12, 78, 15, 105, 4. So I don't know what scent offering I made here, but 8:21 through 9:09 p.m. I felt a presence upon the floor, even in the altar. It was in a circle before me in the west. I saw an electric yellow in the room. I was aflood with tears. I felt gently pressed down upon. My attention was very closed in upon the space of the right. Moving patterns of dark green and moving patterns of light green were in the room. I was warm and blushing intensely. Pleasurable warmth radiated out of me. Turquoise blue shapes that were small and sparkly moved me. Turquoise, moved me about in a pulsing sapphire blue. I tingled. A cooling euphoria went down and outwards from my core to my extremities. This happened 9 times. All stiffness and pain is gone. I saw green, yellow, and blue sparks and flashes before I closed. At 9:36 p.m., so 27 minutes after I finished, the sensitivity in my skin reduced, and my eyes undilated. Oh, it reduced and went back to normal. Yes, the idea that there's, I do believe there are two sides, God and demons, and most people aren't really fully on one side or the other now, are they? Okay, I did ancient Aramaic. I don't think there's any more that I had to share there, but let's look at Greek. Style, stylo, means to arrange, make ready, equip, furnish. Flout, cloth, adorn, send. Dispatain, equip oneself, make oneself ready. Start, set off, depart, go, come, travel, put on, sent for, fetch, shrink from, avoid. Stylai means to handle. Slegis means to a scraper or tiara. Stolos is equipment, dress, garment, clothing, state dress. Stolas is a pillar or prop. Talutes is a teacher in ancient Aramaic. Okay. Stellatus is set with stars. Starry are made into a star, which could make sense, switching with Ashtarut. I guess we're on to Latin with that one, aren't we? Stella is a kind of lizard with a star-like part on its back, also meaning to cover with stars. A scutella is a saucer or a flat bowl or a cup. Stala is a long upper garment, a dress worn by Roman matron. Roman matrons and reaching from the neck to the ankles. So it's almost like a jalaba now, isn't it? Except for covering the head. Stolatas is wearing a stola, a nickname for a woman's dress. Stylus or Stolas is a stake, a pale, a painted, a drawn from writing clay tablets. Okay, want to make sure it loots. Urge. I think that is it, except for let's look at the ancient Egyptian. Excuse me while I'll so a lizard is another form to look at here. And okay. See what I mean? Marcosius is much like the symbol for Marcosius. You see some difference in that symbol of Stolas. And every year I would adapt the ritual a little bit to extend it some. And Marcosius, presence tightly around me. Okay, maybe I lost my place. So this is the version of the symbol here. And where's the ancient Egyptian? I don't, what? Okay, hold on. Number 36. Siater Swajityert Tillis. Oh. Swajityert. Satul Stiuru Shulrusti. Okay, I'm not sure where I have that in this journal, but let's share of my experience from 2013. (8:41 to 9:23) on the 16th of September, which was a Monday in 2013. I saw phosphenes dominated by more and more blue. I felt a presence above me in the west, up by the space between the large dark mirror and the Kabbalistic worlds chart. I felt a slight, warm uprising. I felt a warm flowing. Loving sensation. While the air was thicker with green, I felt heady, coming over me like a storm 3 times. I slightly contorted with bliss that made me extra relaxed. Some of the trance remained into 9:36 p.m. During the Quran Surah 72, a black fluttering the size of my hands occurred by my chest. I felt it swoop down and then fly away. Maybe I did chase off a Stolos, 36 legions and all, I don't know. Because legions are a lot of things. You see these arrogant things going around where people are like, oh, it felt like a lot more legions than that. It's like, really? It felt more than 100,000 people in your room, so you just it felt like 150,000. It's like, how would you know? Anyways, but there is this sense of knowing that comes in the degree of the presence that one is going to see mentioned, and I can probably there's another experience. From 10 pages over, I felt a large presence behind me, just north of east. I saw ornate patterns of blue and ornate patterns of red all mixed together. I felt heady and flowy. I cried in joy amongst a strong red glow for a while. The tears faded, but the joy did not. Rhubarb cassia, savory would have been the scent offering. 71, 17 through 18. 78, 15 through 16 from Quran. I don't think that was part of the earlier version. I cried in joy amongst a strong red glow for a while. The tears faded, but the joy did not. I felt pressed in upon, shuddering among yellow and gold sparks. All pain disappeared. Euphoria remained. Till 10:11 p.m., when the tingling went away. And another experience. Sometimes I'm like, well, I didn't do as much as I wanted, and I'll go back to it later at any time. Don't feel terribly dogmatic that you have to do these in the quinary periods, the 72 divisions or the 73 divisions of the year into, like 5-day periods, more or less. Gaop Top. And this would have been a Wednesday, the 18th of September 2013. Additional verses from Quran would have been 4:17, 18:18, 5:44 through 50, 6:51 through 55, 6:104 through 108, 16:17 through 25, 16:55 through 66, 118 through 119. Colossians 2:8. Hebrews 10:20 through 27. Proverbs, Meshley's Proverbs, right? 8:10 through 21. Exodus 33:17 through 23. So 8:27 through 9:15 p.m. I could feel the 33 ting shaws, the clashes, rung, because they're symbols, ring through the air. I felt a presence in the western altar above the shells. Different location. The size of an exercise ball. Those big old balls that women use to exercise after they're pregnant, or maybe it's for other people too. But anyways, I saw a blue-green cloud spiral down. I felt heady. I overflowed with joy among red phosphenes. I trembled pleasantly. I felt a moving over my skin. I saw like purple ribbons twist down through the air as a scouring down took away pain. There were 4 more rushes. The tingly joy remained to a degree till 9:26 p.m. And there are some jokes that can be said with number 27, can't there? But or it can be referred to the Sufis, but not 27. I mean 37, the next one. But I would ask you to consider the language involved here. I don't know where some of it ended up, but I'll share that later. And my experiences, what the grimoires say, as a carcist, as an exorcist, as a devotee of these beings. Whatever you want to do with this material. The Sixth Enochian Aethyr. Yawn, yawn, yawn. yawn, 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 yawn.